So my dear students, welcome back to today's session. This session is about again the influence line diagrams. We have started the second module in the last session. We have taken a problem where we found out maximum bending moment and maximum shear force due to series of concentrated load at a section C. Now in this session, we will continue our discussion to find out maximum bending moment and maximum shear force at section C. But instead of series of concentrated loads, we will take up a UDL when a UDL moves from one end of the beam to the other. Then in that situation, what is maximum bending moment at C? That is how to find out maximum bending moment at C and how to find out maximum shear force at C. This will be considered, or this will be taken up in this particular session. So for that I have taken a problem, again the same beam which is of 20 meters span, simply supported beam, and then the section C is given which is 8 meters from A, that means 12 meters from B. Then there is a UDL which is 20 kilonewton per meter at it is whose length is, the length of the UDL is 6 meters, and when this UDL moves from A to B, then for some position we will get maximum bending moment for some position of this UDL. When this UDL, when it occupies some position, we will get maximum bending moment, and for some other position we will get maximum shear force. So we will find out first maximum bending moment due to UDL, that is due to moving UDL, and after that we will find out maximum shear force. For that, what we need to do, again the same good old method of drawing the influence line diagram. That means draw a horizontal line of 20 meters, erect here AC 8 meters and erect here 12 meters. So this is 8 meters, 12 meters, join this. This is this we have been doing, and I hope there is no confusion whatsoever. So this is your influence line diagram for bending moment at that particular section where we want to find out maximum bending moment due to UDL which is moving. So this is, you can see this is 8 meters and this is 12 meters. This is very simple. This ordinate we know already, we have done it. Slope of this line is how much? 12 by 20. Slope of this line is 8 by 20. So this is 12 by 20 into 8, or 8 by 20 into 12. Now we have to keep the UDL. Now there is a particular way, and here the advantage of this type of UDL or this type of loading is you don't have to do trials. You will get it. You will get the answer in one shot. That is only one trial. So for that, we have to keep the UDL in such a way. That means, let us say that the UDL occupies like this. That means it occupies some portion which involves this central or maximum ordinate. So let us call this distance where the UDL, we call this as tail of the UDL, and this is tip of the UDL. So where the tail of the UDL ends here, so this is X. And then naturally how much is this? This is total length of the UDL is 6. If this is X, this is 6 minus X. So X and 6 minus X. So the ordinates corresponding to that are these. Now how to place the UDL, that is very important. The UDL is placed in such a way that intensity of the UDL on both sides of this section C is same. This is section C. This is section C. So on both sides of the section C. So what is intensity on the left of the section C? The UDL is of course 20 kilonewton per meter. So what is the total load on the left of the section C? The total load is 20 into X. 20 into X is the total load which is spread for 8 meters. So intensity is 20 into X upon 8 is equal to intensity on the right side. What is the total load on the right side? 20 into the remaining length, that is 20 into 6 minus X, which is spread over a distance of 12 meters. That means divided by 12. 20 into X upon 8 is equal to 20 into 6 minus X upon 12. How it is done? It is done with the condition that the intensity on both sides of the section C is same. 20 into X is the total load spread over 8 meters, that is intensity for the zone AC. And this is the intensity for zone CB, that is 20 into 6 minus X upon 12. Now do the calculation, this 20 getting cancelled. When you do the calculation, it's very simple, a linear equation. You are going to get the value of x is equal to 2.4 meter. If this x is equal to 2.4 meter, then naturally we can find out what is this ordinate. And what is this ordinate? This ordinate is equal to, slope of this line is 12 by 20, 12 upon 20 into the distance. What is this distance? The total is 8 meter. Now x is equal to 2.4. So 8 minus 2.4. 8 minus 2.4 will be equal to 5.6. So it is 5.6. I hope you have understood. This ordinate is slope of the line 12 upon 20 into the distance. This is 8 meter. So 8 minus 2.4. That means 5.6. Similarly, what is this ordinate? The slope of this line is 8 by 20 into the distance. This is 12 meters. 12 minus 6 minus x. This is 6 minus x because this is x. So 12 minus 6 minus x, that comes to 8 by 20 into 8.4. This is 8.4 meters. How it is 8.4 meters? Because it is 12 minus 6 minus x. So these ordinates we have found out. Now what I will do is I will hatch this portion so that you can get the clarity. Can you see the hatching this entire portion? So what is maximum bending moment at C? It's very simple. Maximum bending moment at C is equal to intensity of the load, intensity into area. Area. What is that area? The area which I have hatched. That means there are two trapeziums. So I will do one thing. What is this? 12 by 20 into 5.6. 12 by 20 into 5.6. If you simplify, it is 3.36. So this I will write 3.36. Now 8 by 20 into 8.4. That also is 3.6. So the check for you is in the examination or while doing the calculation, these two ordinates should be same. We have kept the load such that the intensity on both sides is same. So naturally you are going to get this ordinate equal to this ordinate. That means this ordinate is 3.36. This ordinate is also 3.36. 3.36, not 3.6, 3.36. Now we will use the formula. What is intensity? Intensity of the load is 20 into area of the trapezium, this area and this area. So first let us find out this left area. What is area of the trapezium formula? Sum of the parallel sides divided by 2 into distance between the parallel sides. What is sum of the parallel side? This is 3.36 and this 12 by 20 into 8. 12 by 20 into 8 is 4.8. So this is 4.8. You can do the calculation. 12 by 20, this is 4.8, this is 3.36. So 20 into sum of the parallel sides, 3.36 plus 4.8 divided by 2 into the distance between the parallel sides. The distance between the parallel sides is how much? This distance, x. X we have found out 2.4. Plus sum of these two parallel sides. Again 4.8 plus 3.36 divided by 2 into the distance between the parallel sides. This distance, that is 6 minus x. The 6 minus x value is equal to how much? 3.6, because x is 6. 6 minus 2.4, 3.6. So this is 3.6. So do the calculation very carefully. It's very one trial, only one short answer. You are going to get maximum bending moment at C is equal to, I have done the calculation, you can check the answer. It is 489.6 kilonewton meter. 489.6 kilonewton meter. So this is how we find maximum bending moment when the UDL moves. Only one trial. Only thing is you have to keep the load in such a way that intensity on both sides is same. Then find out these ordinates. This ordinate is already found out. Then a maximum bending moment is intensity into area. Area, this is complete hatched area. That is area under the load. Intensity into area under the load, you can write down if you want. Under the load. That means whatever load is there, that is for 6 meters, that area, that means the load occupies that portion, so that area you have to consider, that is hatched area. That's what I have done here. Sum of the two parallel sides divided by 2 into distance. Again, sum of the two parallel sides divided by 2 into distance into intensity outside. So this is how we can find it. Now let us find out maximum shear force using influence line diagram. For that, what we need to do, we have to draw the influence line diagram for shear force at C. That is very simple. Erect 1 kilonewton here. Erect 1 kilonewton here. It means this is 20 meters. Section C is here. Cut this. Darken this. And then darken this. So this you know already, we have done it. This is influence line diagram for shear force at C. This is 1 by 20 slope. This is also 1 by 20 slope. And this is how much? 8 meters. And this is 12 meters. Now you should understand that we need shear force, maximum shear force at C. There is negative zone, there is positive zone. So naturally we are going to get again two values, like how we did in the last problem. We had two values. So here also similarly we will have two values, maximum positive shear force and maximum negative shear force. So for maximum positive shear force, you can see the load when it moves from one end to other, it should occupy the complete positive zone. It should not occupy the negative zone, because if it occupies partly in the negative zone or if it is partly in the positive zone, cancellation takes place. That is why it should be completely in the positive zone. That means when it is completely in the positive zone, and then we should utilize this ordinate, because this ordinate is important. Again, the formula for maximum shear force at C is what we did in case of bending moment, similar, that is intensity into area under the load. So naturally we should see to it that this load when it moves, it should occupy this maximum ordinate, because we are considering area. So for area, this is the maximum ordinate, so shear force will be maximum. So the thing is, this load when it moves, this tail should occupy section C and tip will be away. So if you do like that, then the load position will be like this. I hope you have understood. Tail, that is left end, should occupy section C, and this is of course 6 meters. And then this is the area under consideration now. So this area has to be found out. This area into intensity, that is maximum positive shear force. So how to find out this area? We know already this is how much? 1 by 20 into 12. This is 12 by 20. If it is 12 by 20, how much is this? How much is this? This is 12 by 20. This is 1 by 20 into how much is this? This is 12 and this is 6 meters. So it is 6 by 20. So this ordinate is 12 by 20. This is ordinate is 6 by 20. So maximum positive shear force at C is equal to intensity. How much is intensity? 20. I will write down the formula if you want. Intensity into load, into area under the load. Area under the load. How much is the intensity? Intensity is 20. Area under the load, trapezium area. What is trapezium area? 12 upon 20 plus 6 upon 20. Sum of the two parallel sides divided by 2 into the distance between the parallel sides, 6. That's all. Sum of the 12 by 20, you can convert it. You can calculate and write down the direct value if you want to simplify, or simply keep 12 by 20 plus 6 by 20 divided by 2. That is distance between the sum of the parallel sides divided by 2. Distance between the parallel side is 6. So do the calculation. Maximum positive shear force at C due to UDL when it moves. I have done the calculation. You can check it. It is 54 kilonewton. Now let us find out maximum negative shear force at C. So obviously where we have to keep the load? We have to keep entire load in the negative zone. And here we should utilize this ordinate. For that, what is the idea, or the simple trick is, we should see to it that tip occupies section C. That means the load position will be like this. It's very simple. The load position will be like this. That means this is 6 meters. So this is load position. And now we have to find out these ordinates corresponding to and this area. We know this is already 8 by 20. 1 by 20 into 8, because this is 8 meters. And what about this ordinate? This ordinate is 1 by 20 into 8 minus 6, that is 2 by 20. So this is 2 by 20, this ordinate, this is 8 by 20. So maximum negative shear force at C is equal to, again, what is the formula? Intensity into area under the load, right? So what is the intensity? Intensity remains same 20 because intensity of the load, UDL. Area under the load, what is area? Of course this is negative. Area under the load, what is area? Area of the trapezium, sum of the two parallel sides divided by 2, that is 2 by 20 plus 8 by 20, sum of the two parallel sides divided by 2 into the distance between the parallel sides, 6, that's all. So do this calculation. So you are going to get maximum negative shear force at C due to this particular UDL is, I have done the calculation, you can check it. It is equal to minus 30 kilonewton. So this is how we find out maximum bending moment and maximum shear force due to UDL in a simply supported beam using influence line diagram method. And this is again a very important question. Many a times this type of question is asked in the examination, and here the advantage is you don't have to do the trials. You have to keep the load such that for finding maximum bending moment, what you need to do, you should keep the loads in such a way that it occupies, or the intensity on both sides of the section is C, and then find out that X value, and then area under the load into intensity. For finding out maximum positive shear force, once again what you need to do, you have to keep all the load in the positive zone, but the tail should occupy the section C. And for finding maximum negative, the tip should occupy section C. This is how it is done. So I am going to pause here. You need to see the question papers from the university question papers, and then try to solve the problems which are of similar nature. And you need to have a lot of practice for this. So at this point of time, I am going to pause. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.